I feel like the atmosphere is really electric. I mean, listen to it right now, and this is the last day of the show.
Well, it's a great chance for us to gather new business and see what's new in the industry. See you at the next IT Expo. We'll be here. Hey, it's Rich Tehrani. We're at ITEXPO 2019, the Super Show in sunny Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Wayne Newton is with us. He is with GoZone WiFi. Wayne, how are you?
I'm doing great. We had a great week this week.
Fantastic. Yeah, every time I went to your booth, as I was saying before, your booth was packed. I put a couple photos up on Twitter. It was pretty amazing.
We appreciate the plug.
So what were people seeing at your booth? What was all the activity?
Well, so this is our second consecutive year at IT Expo, and last year we were just an attendee, kind of looking around. The company itself is only a few years old, but we've come a long way in a little bit of time. And I think what was the appeal this week to both resellers and distributors and managed service providers that visited our booth is I think kind of the waking up in the industry that there's a lot of money to be made by monetizing Wi-Fi in commercial space.
Fantastic. Can you give us some examples of applications where that's happening?
Sure, yeah. So the most common applications of our software platforms today are in cafes, restaurants, and bars, pop-up events like concerts, or in large public venues like stadiums and arenas.
So the idea there is that people are always looking to stream. They're always looking to do video. It takes a lot of bandwidth. They have limited bandwidth from their provider. Often, even when they have an unlimited plan, it's not really unlimited, and so they need an alternative.
That's exactly right. In fact, this venue here today, or this week, is a perfect example of a pop-up event where we all struggled with our LTE coverage all week long. I know I did. And a simple guest Wi-Fi with appropriate bandwidth, customized welcome page for everyone that wants to log on, and then an ability to curate a communication with between you as the venue owner or operator and all the guests that are in your building is exactly what we're about.
Yeah, and I found that this group of people, by this group I mean anytime you get thousands and thousands of IT people in one area, whether it's a hotel or a convention center, I've never seen any convention center or hotel be able to handle that influx. I mean, you'll see a really fast Wi-Fi just go down to start crawling.
That's exactly right. And you mentioned some of the big killer apps like video streaming and that kind of thing. So when you get a density of people in one place, you're going to have bandwidth issues like that. And so businesses, facility owners, and operators have a real opportunity to invest a little bit in higher speed, higher bandwidth Wi-Fi, and then find ways to put it to use for themselves by giving the guests a great experience, but also finding ways to monetize it for themselves and offset some of the capital costs of providing great Wi-Fi.
Now, I'm noticing a lot of restaurants are giving away Wi-Fi for free, but about 50% of the time the Wi-Fi doesn't work. And basically, I wish I could just figure out where that access point is, and so I could unplug it and plug it back in, because I know that'll fix the problem. But those things, no one a lot of times even knows how to fix it. So they don't even have Wi-Fi that it really is an annoyance to a customer, because now they get on the Wi-Fi for 5 minutes, they play with it, and it just doesn't work, and then they go back to Verizon or T-Mobile or AT&T.
It is a common problem, I will admit, and it is a combination of the hardware that the restaurants are choosing, as well as sometimes it's software too, and I'm seeing that more and more even as restaurants and bars start to take advantage of services or software like ours. It really does matter what kind of hardware and software you pick if you're going to be providing an amenity like this. We all have expectations as customers, and we want to get on Wi-Fi, and we want it to work, and we want it to work well. So for the restaurant owners and operators or anybody out there that's considering this, it's a very value-added benefit that you're providing to your customers, and it's worth the cost of investing in a premium product.
So I'm thinking this through now. I'm an entrepreneur, I'm an MSP, and I'm looking for new revenue opportunities. I come to you because I note that there are a lot of areas, let's say picnic areas or just group gatherings, meetups that are outside or in areas where I believe there's heavy internet use, and then maybe even soccer games and things like that potentially, depending on how big. And then I go and I pop up a Wi-Fi basically, and I allow people to log on.
Yeah, actually, and cities are doing more and more of that themselves. In fact, one of the applications I didn't mention is that we're actually fueling a lot of smart city applications, or city within a city applications, as cities start to invest in that. Municipalities, common areas, the public square, areas where there is heavy traffic, or there's planned to be heavy traffic around a particular event.
So the core audience is pop-ups, like things like concerts. We've got restaurants, chains. What else did I miss? Are there any other potential targets?
It's actually any commercial building space that has a consistent inflow of guests versus the back office Wi-Fi that's provided for their employees. So if you're welcoming guests into your building as a business, so it could be a retail store as well as a restaurant or bar. It could even be a dental or medical office building if you've got that flow and you want to provide Wi-Fi and have the ability to have a curated long-term relationship experience you can build with customers. Because the key to this is we're going to provide a great Wi-Fi experience to you. In exchange, you're going to tell us a little bit about yourself, and that's going to allow us to start building a relationship with you. And if you're a repeat guest, which oftentimes people that are coming into these places are, then there's a value proposition between the business and the guest that where both sides benefit. For example, I come into a restaurant, it's my first visit, I log in, I have a great time. I get marketed to a month from now saying, hey, we changed our menu, come back in, save $10 off your first purchase. I come back and take advantage of that. So that's a very simple but very impactful example of the kind of thing that we can help a restaurant owner or a service provider who's managing a series of restaurants do with a customer base like that in a simple, elegant way.
Fantastic. Is there anything else we should know?
Just keep looking for opportunities to partner with people like GoZone Wi-Fi and make money off your investment.
And what's the website?
GoZoneWiFi.com.
Thanks for being here.
You're welcome. Thank you.